guys, it's Meg. What's up? What's poppin'? Welcome to the season 13 finale! Every winter, the sun sets sooner, the weather gets colder, and we stay inside more. But what if there was a way to enjoy this time? And that is what we're going to talk about this season. We are going to talk about the Danish term Hygge, which is spelled Hygge. And a little backstory before we get into this. I discovered this word from Pinterest years ago, probably when I was back in high school. And I've always wanted to look more into the book, but it's technically nonfiction books. And I just personally, there's something I just can't get into nonfiction books. I'm trying to. So if anyone has any nonfiction recommendations, let a girl know. But I first discovered it from Pinterest, and I just think it's so fun and so cool, and we're going to talk about it. So the first source we have is actually from Denmark. It's from denmark.dk, and it is, what do we mean by Hygge? I keep on pronouncing it a different word, but it's pronounced Hygge. So in 2017, this Danish term was added to the Oxford English Dictionary. And fun fact, Denmark is considered one of the world's happiest countries. And I did not look it up, so Editing Meg's going to already come in to let us know where in 2025 they stand. Hey, what's up? It's Editing Meg. In 2025, according to World Happiness Report, Denmark is number 2 in the world, Finland is number 1, and America is number 24. Thank you for that. So a brief description, a little spark note, a little Hey Guys, it's Meg version that they said this word is about. It's about taking time away from the daily rush to be together with people you care about or even by yourself, to relax and enjoy life's quieter pleasures. And I thought this would make the greatest season finale for this season with everything going on in this country. I think this is a way we can take a step back for a split second to get our mental health in check and to take care of ourselves. Because you have to take care of yourselves first before you can help and take care of others. So that's why we're talking about this topic, because it fits perfectly. And I need to embody this a lot instead of crashing out and spiraling every time I see something on social media about what's going on in this country. So this word is not a new term. It's newer popularity, yes, but it actually goes back to the 1800s. But there's actually been definitions of this word, various ones, that can be traced back to the Middle Ages. And they even found a similar Old Norse word, meaning, and I quote, protected from the outside world. So how can we embrace this? We're going to call it a concept, and I hope that's okay. But it is about informal time together with family or close friends. It can either be at home or you want it in a quiet location. And they gave an example of a picnic in summer, because even though this word is heavily embraced during the winter time, it can be practiced any time of the year. It often involves sharing a meal with wine, beer, or hot chocolate, and a bowl of candy if kids are involved. Or maybe not. I would love hot chocolate and a bowl of candy. Here's a very important part about it. There is no agenda or plan. There's no, what are those? Is it type B or type A? The type of person that needs a schedule and needs everything to happen a certain way, a certain time. There is none of that. You go with the flow, literally. I was curious. So type A is the one who makes the schedule, and type B is the one who just goes with the flow. You celebrate the small joys of life, or you might even discuss some deeper topics. It's an opportunity to unwind and take things slow. That's the whole point of this. You really just want to be in the moment. Going back to previous episodes this season, you want to romanticize your life. Did we do a romanticize your fall? We did. When did we do those episodes? I don't want Editing Meg to come in, but I think Editing Meg's going to come in because we actually have quite a few podcast episodes already out on how to romanticize certain seasons or romanticize your life. But that is essentially a Gen Z version of this word, Hygge. It is basically just romanticizing your life, taking a moment and slowing down in the busyness and craziness of this world. I did a basic romanticize your life episode, season 11, episode 4. There's a romanticize summer from season 12, episode 5, and a romanticized fall from this season, season 13, episode 3. But like all things in life, when they start to reach other countries and places, this word has been adopted into products and pop culture. There are books written on it, which they said was often read by people who don't live in Denmark. And there's even Hygge houseware, such as candles and blankets. And then there's even Hygge clothing, which is more like sweaters. And they even had a section on tourism in Hygge. They said a lot of people are actually starting to visit Denmark to experience this concept, this idea, this practice. But they said that it's very hard to do because you really need old friends and familiar surroundings. But then they gave some examples of a historic place you can go have dinner at with the candlelights and of a amusement garden that you can go to also embrace it. I took a direct quote from this website that I really, really liked. So here is the quote. Maybe we'll enter some little music here too. It is called, and I quote, "Hygge is perceived as a meeting of equals, even if there are actually imbalance of power." End quote. And then there was like another section on the website that said, "Why is Hygge a part of Danish life?" It was talking about how the cold and dark and wet climate during the long parts of the years makes them spend more time inside. So winter is a prime time for Hygge, which is why we're talking about it, because we're about to be in actual winter coming up soon. I know right now it's getting cold and chilly, but it's technically not winter yet. But it could be when you're listening to the podcast. But when this episode comes out, it's still fall. It said that Hygge reflects the values of Danish society, which is, and I quote, "equality and the well-being of everybody." End quote. I think we very much need this practice and concept in this country right now. Source number 2 I have, because do you think I stopped there? No. For a season finale, that'd be the shortest season finale ever. I do feel like this will be shorter than my other ones because I thought there would be more on this topic. But there was just so much repeated information. It was just everybody was saying the same thing. It's really just embodying the present moment, being with people who you love, being around people who make you feel safe, or being by yourself. Because I feel like that's also so important. Like, as much as you should be around others in times of stress and difficulty, you also don't want to put all your dependence on someone else. You want to not forget and neglect your own happiness and your own safety. But source number 2 is everydayhealth.com, and it is Hygge. What is it? I put what it is. I meant to write what is it and how it can boost well-being. Why was that so difficult for me to say? It was actually updated this year, February 26th of 2025. So in 2016, The New Yorker said it was the year of Hygge, and I would love to know why. And I was trying to find out why, but when you start reading the New Yorker article, it cuts you off and you have to pay $1 to read the rest of it. And I'm not paying that because I don't want to. Oh, I wonder if Libby has it. Libby has magazines. What if they go far back? I'll let you know if I find it. If editing mag doesn't come in here, that means I couldn't find anything. Libby did not have it. The oldest issue they had from my library was August 8th of 2022. But I have a quote from Meek, M-E-I-K, I think. Let me look up how to pronounce this person's name. Make Viking? I don't know if I'm pronouncing this person's name right, and I'm pretty sure this is what they said it came from. But this is the author of The Little Book of Hygge, Danish Secrets of Happy Living. And this is a direct quote I took, and it is, I quote, "Hygge is more a way of life, one that makes ordinary moments feel special, pleasurable, and meaningful." End quote. And then another quote I took from this website, I'm pretty sure they said it was by the same person, is, and I quote, "Hygge is about an atmosphere and an experience rather than things." End quote. And I feel like that's why I really like it, because it's a concept of being cozy, a concept of feeling safe and surrounded by people and things that love you. But it's about the present. It's about the moment. It's about the memory and not about the physical objects of it, if that makes sense. Now, here are some possible benefits of this practice, this concept. It said it could reduce stress and improve emotional well-being. It strengthens social ties. It can create relaxation, which helps with better problem solving, helps you become more creative, and getting along better with others. It is a form of self-care, which means it creates less stress, reduces anxiety, and creates an overall better mood. And then they gave 6 tips to practice this concept. I don't really really know what to call it. But number 1, opt for mood lighting. So they said, dimmer lights, maybe even just some candles. 2, hang out with a circle of close friends and make sure it's people that you actually like and love you back. Don't be hanging out with someone fake. There's no time for fakeness here. Number 3, make yourself comfortable. They said use blankets and pillows, wear like looser clothing, maybe some leggings, thick socks, and scarves. 4, establish a comforting bedtime ritual and space. I think a very good part about this is journaling. We all know I'm in my journaling era. I love journaling. There's just something about sitting every night and writing your thoughts down about your day that's just very comforting. And then if you get a good pen, a pen I love, this is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form, even though I really wish it would be sponsored, but I highly doubt they would ever sponsor me or know who I am. There's this company, they're called Muji. I love their pens. There's just something about their pens. I honestly thought my friend gaslit me into them because she took me back in May of this year. And she's like, you need to try these pens. They're the best pens ever. And I got this like black blue one, and it is the most prettiest color ever. And it just writes so nicely. And I've been using it in my journal ever since May. And I love it. They're my favorite pens ever. Number 5, so we don't keep skirting, is get cooking. It said that food is a big part of it, and especially like comfort food. Things that make you feel good and taste good. And number 6, relish the here and now. And that is everything I have on Hygge. I think it's so fun and so cool. I actually really want to practice this and try using this more in my life because I think it's so important to not let social media and the things going on in the world consume your thoughts too much. Like, obviously, yes, it's good to be informed. It's good to be updated. It's good to know what's happening. But at the same point, we also need to protect our mental health, and because you can't fight a fight if you're fighting with yourself. And now we're going to go into our weekly affirmations. Oh, it's open. I dropped it earlier. Did not realize that. So we're using the From the Heart affirmations by Anna Stark. And let's cue some ASMR shuffling right here that we all know is not ASMR shuffling. Wait, one card got left behind in the box. Do we use that one? That would be kind of fun. We won't. All right, shuffling begins. I really hope there's one that's on the mind, the comfortness and taking care of your body, because that would be so fun if one of these just happens to go with the topic. Oop, okay. I knew that was going to happen. Where'd it go? I found it. Wait, it kind of goes. Let's cue the drum roll, please. I communicate clearly and honestly, making powerful connections with others. And I feel like that goes perfectly with Hygge. So the next time that winter comes around and it's getting dark really early, it's getting a little chilly, and you're starting to get a little bit of the winter blues, maybe practice this concept, maybe embrace it, and see if it can maybe bring a little happiness to your life. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Hey Guys, It's Meg. Don't forget to follow Hey Guys, It's Meg _podcast on Instagram for updates and good times. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, but that was the season finale. How did we get here? I feel like I just started the season the other day and was like, what am I going to do topics on? But here we are, the very last one. We are going to be taking a little month break from podcast episodes, but I do have a YouTube channel now, thanks to Podbean, because you can now listen to this podcast on YouTube if you're not currently. So I keep trying to convince myself to make actual videos on YouTube for fun, but it's just the imposter syndrome really be impostering sometimes. And I feel like we should do a podcast episode on that. But we're taking our month break, so there will be no new episodes until, let me double check my calendar, make sure I get this right. Can't believe I'm about to say this. January 5th of 2026, season 14 of the podcast episode will be here, which is crazy to think about. So in the meantime, catch up on old episodes, maybe go check out our YouTube channel, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. I don't really know what else to say, and I appreciate every single one of you who has listened to even a second of this podcast. It honestly means the world to me. This is so fun. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the flip side. Peace out, Girl Scouts.